All right, couple more of examples, especially so that we can show some interesting things that happen whenever we add and subtract mixed numbers. So here we have 1 and 5/12 minus 1 and 7/8. So again, in order to work with fractions, the key thing is we must always have a common denominator. So our common denominator here between 12 and 8 would have to be 24. That would be the first thing that they'll both go into. So we have to multiply 12 times 2 to get 24. So we're going to multiply 5 times 2 on the top to get 10. So now this mixed number becomes 1 and 10 over 24. Now for the bottom one, we'd have to multiply 8 times 3 to get 24. So we're going to multiply 7 times 3 to get 21. So this becomes 1 and 21 over 24. Now we're adding these. So if we add 10 plus 21, that would be 31 over 24. And 1 plus 1 would give us 2. Now we don't want to leave this as 2 and 31 over 24. The problem here is that this is an improper fraction, so it can be simplified. And in order to simplify this, we would actually have to go through and do the division. We could say 31 divided by 24. 24 will go into 31 one time, so 1 times 24 is 24. And when we subtract that, 31 minus 24 is 7. So 31 over 24 is really 1 and 7 over 24. So when we work with these fractions, like when we say 2 and 31 over 24s, we're actually adding those things together. So this whole number of 1, we need to combine with the whole number of 2 to make it 3 and 7/24. Now that is a much, much better answer. Okay, let's try another one, a subtraction one. Here we have 4 and a fourth minus 3 and 7/12. So again, we need a common denominator, which will be 12. So when we change the first one, we'd have to multiply 4 times 3 to get 12. So we're going to do the same thing to the top. So this would change into 3/12. And don't forget we have our 4 here. Now for the bottom one, we don't have to do anything. It's already over the common denominator. So it can stay 7/12. So I'm going to rewrite my minus 3 and 7/12. Now here's a problem. We cannot take 7 away from 3, so we need to borrow. When we borrow from this 1 and we add it over to the fractions, we have to add it in increments of 12. So 1 would be 12 over 12. So whenever I rewrite my problem now, and I'm going to rewrite it down here a bit, instead of 4 and 3/12, I'm going to rewrite that as 3, because remember we borrowed here, and 15 over 12. That's adding the 12/12 into the 3/12. Now we're going to subtract off the 3 and 7/12. Oops, there we go. Now we can do this subtraction. 15/12 minus 7/12 would be 8 over 12. And 3 minus 3 would be nothing. Now, this is our answer, but we're not done, because 8 over 12 can be simplified. 4 can go into both the numerator and the denominator. So if I divide the numerator and the denominator by 4, my answer simplified is 2 over 3. So our final answer here would be 2/3.